Hey Alchemy family, it's Justin here to teach you guys a Vinyasa flow tonight, and I hope you guys have been outside enjoying all the beautiful weather you've been having. It's been super nice out. I just thought I'd mention if you guys are, still at home feeling kind of bored, I've got two books out, and if you guys are interested, you can send me a message on Instagram or on my website. You can email me, and if you want a copy, I can drop them off in your mailbox. I take cash, and I've got a special deal for Alchemy members right now. Normally they're $20 each, but for Alchemy members, it's two for 30. So if you're interested, just send me a message, let me know, and we'll get to it. So we're going to begin today in standing, bringing the feet together to touch, closing down the eyes, grounding your roots down into your mat, and just taking a few moments here, getting connected, getting collected. Setting your intention for practice today. And then bringing the hands down to the sides on your next inhale, stretching out through the fingertips, arms lift to the sky, interlace the fingers, stretching up. As you exhale, releasing the hands down. Just cycling through at the pace of your own breath. Inhale, reaching up, interlace and stretch up. As you exhale, hands come down. Inhale, reaching up, interlace and stretch up. Exhale, releasing the hands. Inhale, lifting up, interlace and stretch. As you exhale, hands come down. Finding a slight bend through the knees. Inhale, interlacing the fingers, stretching up and back, opening through the chest. As you exhale, hands come around and out to the sides as if you are carrying two trays, straightening the legs. Inhale, hands out to the sides, and then up overhead, interlace and stretch up. Exhale, hands come down in front, and then out to the sides. Inhale, hands in front, and then up overhead, interlace, stretching up. Exhale, releasing the palms down. Inhale, reaching up, interlace and stretch. As you exhale, bending at the waist, 90 degrees, palms towards the front of your mat, hips towards the back wall, finding length through the spine here, gazes down towards your mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rising back to stand. Exhale, hands come down to your sides. Inhale, reaching up, interlace and stretch up. As you exhale, folding forward, crown to the earth, letting go. Bending through your knees as much as you need to release any tension in your lower back. Drawing your chin in towards your chest, forehead in towards your knees, your shins, and just allowing yourself to release any tension in your backside body. On your next inhale, interlacing the palms, elbows to your ears, rising back to stand. As you exhale, hands come down. Inhale, reaching up, interlace and stretch up. As you exhale, sinking back into your chair, Utkatasana. Hips towards the floor, palms towards the sky, sinking deeper into your seat, feeling your toes lifting off the mat, light in your front feet. For 3, 2, and 1, rising back to stand. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, rising up onto your tippy toes, thumbs come together to touch, finding length, finding strength. For 3, 2, and 1, releasing down. Inhale, reaching your palms up towards the sky. As you exhale, folding forward, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, length through the spine. As you exhale, planting your palms, feet step back, high plank. Stacking shoulders over wrists here, pushing down through your palms, engaging your upper back, engaging your core. And as you exhale, lowering down, option to come down to your knees. As you inhale, pulling back through your big toes, lifting open through your chest, coming into cobra. And as you exhale, cycling back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, stepping it through. Back foot comes up and out to 45 degrees, squaring the hips to the front of your mat, rising up for warrior one. Reaching through your fingertips, energy through your back heel, stretching the calf, breathing here. On your next exhale, palms clasp behind your lower back. As you inhale, lifting open through the heart. And as you exhale, folding forward. Right shoulder to right knee, releasing the head and the neck here. Bringing your gaze back towards the back wall. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, straightening the front leg, fingertips reach to the sky. As you exhale, pulling that right hip back, folding forward at the waist. Hands come to your shin, to blocks if you have some, or your mat, depending on your flexibility. Finding length through the back line of that leg, through the calf, through the hamstrings, through the glutes. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, warrior one. And as you exhale, hands come down to your mat. Front foot steps back, coming into a high plank. Lowering down with control, halfway or all the way, yogi's choice. And when your ribcage meets your elbows, inhale, peeling open through the chest, lifting through the heart. Spreading the collarbones wide, pushing down through the palms, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. And as you exhale, rolling the hips back, downward facing dog. Grounding down through the index and thumb mound, rolling the arms together. Drawing your chin in towards your chest, finding length through the spine. On your next inhale, left leg reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, stepping it in between the palms, back foot comes up and out to 45 degrees, squaring the hips, rising up, warrior one. Rooting down through that back foot, finding a nice bend in your front knee. Fingertips energized, reaching towards the sky, breathing here. On your next exhale, clasping your palms behind your lower back. As you inhale, peeling open through the chest. As you exhale, folding forward, left shoulder, left knee, humble the warrior. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, straightening that front leg, fingertips reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, lift hip pulls back, folding forward at the waist. Hands to your shin, to your blocks, to your mat, whatever's most accessible for you. Breathing here. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, warrior one. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Front foot steps back, coming into a high plank, lowering down with control. And as you inhale, lifting open through the heart, peeling open the chest, upward facing dog or cobra. As you exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, stepping it through. Back foot comes parallel to the back edge of your mat, rising up for warrior two. Stacking that elbow, stacking your front knee over your ankle, grounding through the knife edge of your back foot, peeling open through the chest, reaching through the fingers, focusing your gaze, focusing your breath. On your next inhale, flipping that front palm, reaching back, reverse warrior, peeling open through the side body, creating space in the ribs, reaching and stretching. And as you exhale, forearm comes to your thigh, peeling those left fingertips open towards the front edge of your mat. Option to bring your bottom hand forward, engaging the core. Option to clasp the palms beneath the thigh, coming into the full or half bind, yogi's choice. If you're taking the bind, peeling your chest away from your thigh. Option to gaze up towards the ceiling for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing here, rising back to stand, straightening that front leg. Left hips come back, right fingertips come forward, and then dropping that right hand down towards the mat. Left fingertips reach up towards the sky, Trikonasana, triangle pose. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, pivoting your toes towards the long side edge of your mat, hands come to your hips, and as you exhale, folding forward, crown comes down towards the earth. You can bring your hands beneath your shoulders or reach for your toes, whatever feels comfortable for you here. And just allowing yourself to find length through the back line of the body. On your next inhale, rising back to stand. As you exhale, right toes pivot towards the front edge of your mat. Left knee comes down, coming into a low lunge. Sinking deep into the hips here and just allowing them to open through that left hip flexor, through the glute. And then we're going to bring our left hand down to our mat, roll onto the outside edge of our left foot, coming into side plank. Right fingertips reach up towards the sky, lifting through the hips. Option to lift a leg here. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, foot comes down, coming into a high plank, lowering down with control. As you inhale, lifting through the heart, opening the chest. And as you exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. Grounding down through the palms, spreading the fingertips wide, rolling the arms towards each other, engaging that upper line of the shoulders. Taking a few breaths here, just allowing yourself to find rest. And on your next inhale, left leg reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, stepping it through. Back foot comes parallel, rising up, warrior two. Reaching and stretching through the fingertips, finding a nice deep bend in your front knee. Opening through the chest here, focusing your gaze, focusing your breath. On your next inhale, reaching it back for reverse warrior, opening through the side body, creating space through the rib cage. And as you exhale, forearm comes down to your thigh. Right hand peels open to the front side of your mat, extended side angle, feeling a long line of energy from the outside edge of your foot all the way to the tips of your fingers. Again, option to reach the lower hand towards the front of your mat. Option to take the half bind or full bind here, yogi's choice. If you've got the bind, peeling your heart and chest away from your thigh for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rising back to stand, straightening that front leg. Right hips come back, left fingertips come forward, and then dropping that left hand down, right hand reaches up. Opening through the heart space here, opening through the back line of your left leg. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, left toes pivot to the long side edge of your mat, palms clasp behind your lower back. As you inhale, opening the chest, and as you exhale, folding forward, crown to the earth. Option to pigeon your toes in a little bit towards the midline of your body, stretching through the outside edge of your hamstrings, your calves, your feet. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, left foot points forward, right knee comes down, coming into that low lunge. And then grounding that right palm down, rolling onto the outside edge of that left foot, coming into side plank on the opposite side here, arcing up through the hips, reaching those left fingertips towards the sky. Option to lift a leg here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, foot comes down, cycling through Vinyasa, and meeting me back in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, coming up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, hopping or stepping forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching and rising all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, dropping your right hand down as if you were carrying a tray. Bending your right knee, reaching for the inside edge of your right foot, preparing for dancer's pose, and maybe this is where you stay. If you want to move a bit deeper, option to stretch those left fingertips forward, kicking back through the right foot, making sure to keep that right hip grounded, pointing down towards the mat. Reaching and stretching here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Returning back to center. And without lowering the foot, we're going to bring the right ankle onto the left thigh, coming into a figure 4. Sitting back through the hips. Option to bring your hands down to the mat if you have the space in your body. And if you'd like to take flying pigeon now, and that's part of your practice, you are more than welcome to do so. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rising back to stand. Grounding down through the feet. Inhale, hands lift up towards the sky. As you exhale, left hand comes down, reaching for the inner edge of your left foot. Reaching those right fingertips up. Option to stay here. Option to kick that foot back, reaching those right fingertips forward, coming into dancer's pose on the opposite side. Grounding through the foot. Breathing here. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, left ankle comes to your right thigh, sitting back, coming into a figure 4 on the opposite side. If you have the space in your body, you can bring your hands down to the mat, coming into flying pigeon if that's part of your practice. On your next inhale, rising back to stand, grounding through the feet. Inhale, reaching the hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, diving forward, coming all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, planting the palms, feet step back, lowering down. Inhale, peeling open through the chest, cobra, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, hips come back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward, coming into a high plank. Option to come down to your knees here, lowering down with control for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stacking your forehead on palms or bringing a cheek to the mat. Whatever feels best for you here. And we're going to bend our left knee and reach back with our left hand. Bringing the right arm out in front of the body here, fingertips facing forward. And then we're going to ground that left hip down into the mat, kicking back through our left foot. Option to push down through the right arm, opening the chest. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Releasing the foot down. Switching sides, left hand grounds down. Right hand reaches back for that right foot. Pushing that right hip down into the mat, kicking back through the foot, opening through the quad and the hip flexor, opening through the shoulders and the upper back. For 3, for 2, and 1. Releasing down. Bringing your forehead to stacked palms or a cheek to the mat. And if you're bringing your cheek to the mat, just switching sides to balance out your neck. Reaching back now for both feet, bending the knees, grabbing the outside edges of your feet. Knees are about hip distance apart. And as you inhale, kicking back through the feet, lifting open through the chest, opening through the collarbones, breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the feet down with control. Rolling over onto our backside body. Preparing for bridge pose, bringing the feet about hip distance apart. The ability to graze the back edges of your heels with the tips of your middle fingers. On your next inhale, grounding through the heels, lifting up through the hips. Option to clasp your palms beneath your lower back, rolling the shoulder blades under, drawing the chin in towards your chest, lifting up through the hips. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing down. One more heart-opening pose, bridger wheel, yogi's choice. If wheel's a part of your practice, you can bring your palms of your hands up towards your ears, fingertips facing the bottom edge of your mat. Grounding through the heels, grounding through the palms, lifting yourself up, stacking shoulders over wrists, straightening the elbows, lifting the hips up to the sky. Chins in towards your chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing down. Option to squeeze your knees in towards your chest or windshield wiper your legs side to side, whatever feels best for you to release any tension you might be feeling in your lower back. And then we're going to bring our feet back down to the mat. Right ankle comes onto the left thigh, coming into supine pigeon. Option to clasp behind the thigh or the shin. Whatever feels best for you, listening to your own body, relaxing the head down to the mat, flexing those right toes up towards the sky to protect the knee joint, and then just drawing that knee and that foot in towards the chest, stretching through the glutes, stretching through the hamstring. Releasing the feet down on your next exhale, and then switching sides. Left ankle comes onto your right thigh. Option to stay here. Option to clasp your palms behind your thigh or your shin, depending on the flexibility of your body. And just allowing yourself to open through the glutes, through the hamstrings, through the hips here. Flexing those left toes up towards the sky to protect the knee. And then releasing the feet down here. Giving your knees a nice big squeeze in towards your chest. And then rolling up into a seated position. Bringing your right leg out in front. Sole of the left foot comes in towards your thigh. Squaring the upper body over your extended leg as you inhale, reaching up through the fingertips. As you exhale, folding forward, reaching for the toes, for the shin, for your thigh, whatever is accessible for you here. Finding length through the hamstrings, the calves, the feet, the lower back, and just allowing yourself to find length and to open here. On your next inhale, rising back to seated, switching sides, left leg comes out, right foot comes in, squaring that upper body, reaching up through the fingertips, and as you exhale, folding forward, reaching for the toes, finding length through the back line of the leg, creating space in the lower back, breathing here, and just drawing your attention and awareness inward. On your next inhale, rising back to seated, bringing the soles of your feet together to touch. As you inhale, finding length through the spine, and as you exhale, hands come beneath your shins, reaching for the tops of your feet, folding forward at the waist, your crown dives towards your toes, opening through the hips, opening through the glutes, just allowing yourself to find surrender here. On your next inhale, rising back to seated, bringing the left leg out in front, crossing your right foot over your left thigh, grounding through the sit bones here. As you inhale, right hand reaches up towards the sky, and as you exhale, crossing it over the knee, drawing the knee in towards your chest, twisting the upper body. Left hand comes behind you as a kickstand. Inhaling back to center. Switching sides now. Right foot comes out in front. Left leg crosses over. As you inhale, lifting your left hand up to the sky. And as you exhale, crossing and twisting, peeling open through the chest, opening the upper back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Returning back to center. Bringing the feet down. Coming to lie down on your back. Reaching for the outside edges of your feet, coming into happy baby. And if there's any poses you'd like to take before your final resting pose of Shavasana, you're more than welcome to do so here. And when you're ready, bringing the feet down to the mat, toes splay open to the sides, palms of your hands reach up towards the sky. Closing down the eyes and just allowing yourself to find complete relaxation and surrender here. Gently finding movement in your fingers and toes, and just bringing attention and awareness back to your body. Finding movement in your wrists and ankles, and then giving yourself a nice good morning stretch. Rolling over onto your right hand side, coming into the fetal position. And when you're ready, rising to meet in a comfortable seat. Closing down the eyes, rooting your sit bones down into the earth. Finding length through the spine and just connecting to your breath. Drawing your hands together at heart center. And just remembering the intention you set today at the beginning of practice. And then drawing your palms up towards your third eye and bowing to the light within. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you guys soon.